welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be trying something different. We're going to be making a painting on this wooden panel that I bought from Dollarama for $4. This is my cat Ronnie. She's going to be making appearances throughout the video as she pleases because it is her world and I am just living in it. We're going to start off by priming this wooden board. Priming is important because the painting application will go on more smoother. Because the wood is porous, it absorbs a lot of the paint. Usually when we buy canvases in the store, it comes pre-primed, but raw canvas needs to be primed as well before we start painting on it, or else you're not going to have that smooth application of paint. And it's quite frustrating actually. I put on a second layer and you can already see the second layer is going on much smoother than the first. Oh my goodness, this is so satisfying to watch. I finally got a camera mount to do like overhead recordings so I can do more process videos for you guys, and I'm really excited about that. I'm now drawing a 4x4 grid in the middle of the board. I put a 4x4 grid over my reference picture as well, and this will help me with proportions because the grid will give you like reference point for where certain features are. You can make the grid as dense as you want, but 4x4 worked for what I'm painting today. I got this ruler at Umomo. They have different locations and I got mine at the Markham location. Umomo is a Japanese store. They have a lot of stationery, craft things, stickers, and home stuff. I like this ruler. It was only $2.50 and I like that it's clear and it has a grid on it, and it really helps make sure that everything aligns as I want it to. As the title suggests, we're going to be painting a cat, and this beautiful cat's name is Oreo. Unfortunately, Oreo passed away this week, and I wanted to make a painting to commemorate his life and give it to my brother's family. We got Oreo the same day that we got Ronnie, and I'm going to say we a lot, but my brother's family adopted Oreo, and I adopted Ronnie, and we don't live together. They're not from the same litter, but they did grow up together until we adopted them at 3 months of age. Oreo is a black and white cat, so right now I'm just blocking out sections that are black and leaving out sections that are white. When you start a painting, it is really helpful to color block so you have a base color on which you can build on top of. I've taken Ronnie before, but I don't take her anymore to my brother's home because she's gotten very used to the quiet apartment life. My brother and his wife have 4 kids and 4 cats now with Oreo gone. Oreo used to follow Ronnie around and she would just hiss at him. And he was a thick cat, like not overweight, but big. He loved going outside, his paws would always be muddy, and he was so good with the kids, picking him up and being not so gentle. He was so sweet and loved cuddles, and Oreo will definitely be missed by all of us. He was only 2 years old, was unfortunately hit by a car, so just be careful when you're driving through residential areas. You just never know. When I'm putting down black to block out a section, I don't like using pitch black because it makes the painting come alive when you go back later and add details with dark black on top. I also did not use stark white. I've used an off-white called Vanilla for this painting. When we got Oreo, his name was Godfrey or something like that, and my nephew was immediately like, no, it's Oreo from here on out for obvious reasons. And I named my cat Rani, which means queen in Nepali and other languages as well. Ever since I've gotten my cat, I feel like there is just so much more joy in my home. If I'm ever feeling down, all it takes is one look at my cat doing absolutely nothing, and I get this burst of happy chemicals through my whole entire body. And I'm not even exaggerating one bit. One thing that kind of doesn't make sense to me is when people see a friendly or playful cat and say, oh, they're just like a dog. No, they're cats. And cats also like to play. They all have different personalities. Ronnie is very cuddly with me, but absolutely not with other people. And that makes sense, right? Like, I don't like being touched by people that I'm not really close to, but touch is my love language with people I really care about. I love hugging my friends. I love when my mom plays with my hair. I love being held by my partner. So cats just have nice boundaries that we should all aspire to have. Anyways, yes, that's a very yellow iris on the cat's eye, but don't worry, we're going to go back and build different layers of colors on top of it to get the mixture of greenish, yellowish, brownish color of the eyes. Painting is all about layers. We create depth and texture through layers, and any layer could be painted over, so acrylic painting is very approachable in that regards. You'll see later in the video I'll put down something that you're going to be like, oh no, no. But then, like magic, I'll just paint over it. I'm just looking around my room right now, and I have an exorbitant amount of cat items. 4 cat-related posters up on my walls. I have a cat vase, cat mug, stickers. I have a pair of socks with cats on them. I have 3 paintings of cats that I've made in my sunroom. Is it excessive? Yes. Will I stop? No. Okay, so back to the eyes. See, it's not flat anymore. It's starting to take shape. Painting is all about trusting the process. I used to work at a salon as a nail tech/artist, and sometimes when I'd start a design, clients would freak out and like it would look ridiculous, and sometimes they would ask me to stop, but when you trust the process, it really comes together at the end. So I thought the pupil was too far off to the right, so I just moved it slightly to the left again. The reference picture I used, my brother had his face right next to the cat, so if I had painted the whole image, it would have made sense, but since I'm only painting Oreo's face, I adjusted some features because without context, it would have looked off. So use your judgment as needed. Like in the reference picture, there were some shadows that just didn't make sense for me to add, so I adjusted as needed. When I started this painting, I think it was around 2:30 or 3 p.m. and I finished it around 8, and I took a break to charge my camera battery in between, but I think I'll put my light source to the left next time so my hands don't cast a shadow. I'm just figuring things out, and sorry folks, I didn't realize my head is sometimes covering some parts of the painting. Especially for details, I got really focused and got close to the painting, but it's okay for the most part, I think. It was definitely uncomfortable trying to paint some details and make sure my head and my hands weren't covering the process, but it's hopefully something I'll get better at. You'll definitely not be getting aesthetic videos from me because art is very messy and I like to embrace that. And if we were to zoom out, my art supplies span out all over my bedroom floor. I have a big container of paint on the ground beside me as well. So now for the details. You can see the white fur creeping into the black part of his face. It doesn't flow nicely right now. You can see the stark divide, and you're going to see me go back and forth many times with black and white, and it's going to look less and less out of place as we do that. This part was really satisfying, and again, apologies for the shadow. It was dark outside by this point in time, and I was really in the zone of painting. I bought a nice thin liner brush. It was more expensive kind, but I guess I don't take care of it when cleaning and drying because all the hairs have frayed, but I saw somewhere that could be fixed, so I will look into that. So I used a very short liner brush that I think I got in a pack of paintbrush from either Michael's or Dollarama. Not having nice materials to use can be frustrating, but it was, but you make do and I make did. I'm going to stop talking for a little bit, so enjoy the details. erasing the pencil marks earlier, I failed to wipe off all the eraser bits, and it kept getting mixed in with the paint, and that was really annoying. So make sure your painting surface is clean before you start painting. I did make dark pencil marks, so I did double layers for the background. You could even use chalk or a lighter pencil. I just wanted to make sure you could see it on the camera, so I opted to make the lines heavy. I love filling in the background. It's so satisfying, and it really makes the subject pop. I really like this pink. I use it as a background in a lot of my paintings, like a portrait I did of my grandfather. I just mixed red and white. I wanted to make a Valentine's Day theme painting for February, but then when Oreo unexpectedly passed, RIP, I wanted to paint him, so I thought adding a heart would be super cute. I did 2 layers of the pink, and I wanted to have that down so I can make the whiskers longer, and I'm adding more details. I think it would have been easier if I had used a longer liner brush for the whiskers, which I do have, but I was just really focused and I didn't think about it at the time. I think because when I was doing nails, the lines had to be super thin and steady, I've become more skilled with line work, and I do use a lot of free-flowing lines to add texture and depth in my art in general. Now that I'm looking back, I'm like, girl, you should have used the longer liner brush, but oh well. For the background, I was debating between green or blue. I opted for blue because I didn't want a Fairly Odd Parents vibe, you know? I think this pink and blue go really well together as well. I wanted to sign my name with this blue Posca pen, but it really didn't want to work, so I used Sharpie marker instead. But I don't think I waited long enough for the paint to dry, so it didn't turn out as I wanted to. But anyways, here's the completed piece. I enjoyed making it, and hopefully the kids will appreciate it as well. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Bye.